Kenya is now seeking to adopt swift and comprehensive action to exit from the grey list status of the Financial Action Task Force. The Ministry of Treasury has, in a statement, indicated that Kenya's grey listing puts its financial system under close scrutiny by the International Financial Institution as regards compliance with anti-money laundering, countering terrorism, financing and proliferation of financing obligations. But what exactly is grey listing of a country? Does it have any economic impact? Kamche Menza engaged experts who opined that it's not all doom, as the country only needs to implement the laws to be delisted.
Kenya, being a member of the Eastern and Southern African Anti-Money Laundering Group, a regional body under the Financial Action Task Force that deals with crimes related to money laundering, terrorism financing and proliferation financing, is expected to implement or comply with set regulations to manage effects of these vices, if not end them. Non-compliance, however, has seen member states get into the grey list status.
Anytime you hear something is grey, it means it's not clear. You always hear of grey areas. So when Kenya is put on the grey list, it means it has not done what is expected to stop money laundering and other illicit flows of cash or so-called dirty cash.
Kenya had its MER, the mutual evaluation, in early 2022. And by September, the report was out. And that report highlighted some significant issues that Kenya needs to address to ensure that its anti-money laundering, countering financing of terrorism and proliferation financing issues were in line.
To this end, Kenya recently enacted a number of laws to align its legal and institutional framework with international standards.
You have our Financial Reporting Center is now not subject to the State Corporations Act. That gives it independence in how it works, which was one of the issues highlighted in the report. You have also the issue that lawyers are now considered reporting entities. A group of companies are now subject to POCAMLA, that is the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act. It's the Central Bank of Kenya, the Capital Markets Authority, SASRA, the Betting and Licensing Board have now been given more powers in terms of what they can do. That is, again, them not having had these powers was one of the reasons we were put on the list.
You know, when the people come to audit whether you should be on the grey list or not, they don't come regularly. They come after some time. So once we come up with new comprehensive rules and regulations about fraud and dirty cash, it will take time before those effects are felt. So maybe when they come back next year or whenever they come, there will be changes which will have been implemented because of the new laws. And maybe we might be removed from the grey list.
The grey listing has implications on the economy.
In the long run, if you are going to invest in Kenya, you probably find it more expensive. You find yourself being under more scrutiny. Our reputation is going to suffer. And we might not get as many investors as expected.
Whereas Kenya now joins Tanzania and South Africa among other countries, Uganda having been recently delisted, experts say there is no cause for panic, assuring that all Kenya requires is to implement the requisite laws.
Sometimes when you are told the reality about what you are doing, it energizes you to make changes so that you can improve. So I think it's also good that the government is saying we are on the grey list, there's nothing to hide, and we're improving on it.
We saw it coming, and potentially that is why the government tried to move very fast to enact this amendment. So FATF cannot stop there. They have to see that we are committed. Are we actually going to implement?
National Treasury has committed to develop a comprehensive strategy to address the deficiencies in order to delist the country, even as it anticipates minimal effects on the country's financial stability and the cost of conducting business. Kamche Menza for the Legends edition.